Sunflower yellow, daylily orange, cornflower blue or rose, trillium white or African violet, choosing a color, painting the house. Spring morning yellow, autumnal orange, summer sky blue or rose, midwinter white or thundercloud violet, choosing a color, painting the house.
Hello.
Greetings. Welcome to Avant-Hard Collective on Threads Radio. I am a person,
Dominic
Robertson.
And I'm Lottie Bowater. You're joining us in an Airbnb in Bethnal Green.
Yes, this is Radio Airbnb, hence our Painting the House song, which is our new single that we made together.
It's not, it's by Laurie Gold. It's one of these things that I found on the internet, which I find late at night, which I find interesting for various reasons. But yeah, as I said, you join us from the cheapest Airbnb that I could find in Bethnal Green, because we are in the realms of temporary accommodation. Yay, woo!
And so now at the moment we swan around the world staying in the kind of accommodation that is usually occupied by 18-year-olds and
on holiday.
And so we kind of have made part of our life's mission now turning up at places where 18-year-olds hang out and being the two terrifying, formidable, possibly threatening old people
who obviously they're
being
due
old.
To being poor.
Yeah.
And all the 18-year-olds have travelled here on holiday due to having any spare income.
Yeah, it feels wonderful at this stage in life because, like, I'm 39, and it's really wonderful at this stage in life to be in accommodations with like 18-year-olds who know that you are not a financial success in life. You know, they're like, oh, there's a failure. You know? Oh, we're sharing with some failures. I wasn't expecting some older people here, but they're here, and now we can't leave our rooms. Although the reality is, it's actually you and I that can't leave the room, isn't it?
Sorry?
We're not the terrified parties who can't... No, the other people are not the terrifying parties, the terrified parties who can't leave the room. We are the terrified parties who can't leave the room.
Oh yeah, but that is because we're both autistic.
Yeah.
So.
You would have hoped our...
And there's another reason why I don't make much money, so...
Yeah. You would have hoped our advanced years would enable us to, walk to the kitchen without trouble.
Oh, but no.
No, it takes me sort of 5 minutes to muster up the courage and confidence to kind of, open
look
the
at
door
anyone
in
the face.
Yeah, but you kind of when you do leave this room that we are in, you hope that you won't bump into one of the terrifying young people. Maybe
they can probably all hear us, actually.
Yeah.
We're all sort of in the next
that's fine.
room.
That's fine. We should describe the room, perhaps. I would quite like to describe the room in some detail.
We should probably play painting the house a bit more, but
Yeah.
Should we play a track and then we'll describe the room in detail? What do you want to play?
Do we know any other music that's sort of centered around interior design?
Interior design. There's that Little Boxes song, isn't there? That was a.
I don't know the Little Boxes song.
Little boxes. Well, you've just written a new
I have
set of songs.
Should we listen to some of my
EP.
music?
Is it going to be an album or is it an EP at the moment?
I think it's it's an EP at the moment, but I think it's going to be an album because it needs to be one of these, because it's kind of really hideously ugly, and if something is hideously ugly, then there's no point in it being hideously ugly in a small way. It needs to be hideously ugly in a big way, and it's called Music Without Structural Integrity. And we'll play you a song from that, which is, in fact, I'll quickly describe how it's been made as well. I should do that because it is electronic music without any electronic instruments. Because we're amongst the places where we live, somewhere has a Portuguese guitar and a classical guitar, and there's nothing else there. So the bass drum in this is made out of the top of a fez. The snare drum is made out of some piece of plastic, and then all the other sounds is this guitar.
The acid bass line.
Oh yeah, the acid bass line is made out of using a mouth harp, taking about 2 or 3 samples from a mouth harp and then messing about with them in pitch, which is why you should be hiring me to come in and lecture your advanced students on how to make electronic music, because I know better than the rest of you. Thanks. This is called Dinner Party Gas. that was a new track by me, Ergo Phizmiz-Mittelhammer. It's called Dinner Party Gas, and the question of the track is that whether the people at the dinner party, whether this gas is their meaningless conversation, or is it that they are all slowly having their lives sucked away from them via toxic fumes? I don't know. But either way, dinner was nice, the chef was excellent, and dessert was exquisite. Sadly, possibly no one lived to tell the tale, but there we go. That was Dinner Party Gas, which is acoustic electronic music. Welcome back to Radio Airbnb. I would like now to just take a moment just to kind of, immerse you in the space.
Because everything is an immersive dining experience.
Yeah, so really, if you could actually...
Ours in particular is ready meals and a microwave in the Airbnb, but...
Yeah, I mean, a pot noodle or anything is fine, but my only request would be that whoever is listening at this juncture quickly goes to wherever your nearest, the kitchen or your nearest eatery, and, just get a little something to eat whilst I describe this room to you, so you can have a full immersive dining experience. I'll give you a minute to just go and fetch something.
We're not.
They're just going to the kitchen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's not dead air if it's...
No, it's fine. It's not dead air because they're not here to listen to it. They've gone to the kitchen.
They're enjoying
They can't even hear us right now because they're in the kitchen.
They're in the kitchen.
Yeah, they're in the kitchen looking at what they've got.
In that case, because they're away, could you fix the electronic cigarette?
Yeah, I'll fix it. Yeah.
Cool. Cheers.
Yes.
The kitchens are really far away, aren't they? They got like a wing or something in the house.
Some of them do. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's the problem,
These
isn't it,
Threads
nowadays?
radio listeners always in the
Always going on about your wings.
Yeah, always in the West Wing when the program starts, so you miss the beginning. Oh, I'm sorry, I was in the West Wing, and I keep my wireless in the East Wing. Okay, well they're back now.
Hi.
They're back, and
their wings.
Have you got some food?
All your wings.
Have you got some food with your wings? Maybe that works now.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, some food with your wings. So now, hopefully, you're starting to eat something. So I'm going to tell you about this room. It has walls which I suppose this is...
Wait a minute, I just need to put on a jingle in the background just to... yeah, carry on.
Yeah. I think this colour... Are we surrounded by magnolia right now? Is this magnolia? I think this is magnolia. I don't really know what magnolia is, but I think this colour is magnolia. The kind of, just like a concrete wall that's been painted in slightly textured magnolia. I think it's not a textured wallpaper. I think it's more a textured paint. You can see the cracks in the wall. There are 4 walls, one of which centres around a transparent fulcrum, a centerpiece that looks out onto the world through some net curtains that are emblazoned with leaf-style patterns. Before that are a pair of deep red curtains that have across them this kind of serrated looking pattern that looks kind of accidental but is obviously deliberate and the product of some designer. I often wonder if this kind of interior design has some layer of serendipity involved, or if the designer has created every stroke and imperfection a kind of wabi-sabi aesthetic in the midst of industrial interior design. The skirting board, which flanks the lower portion of the wall, is in unvarnished wood with a few smatterings of spilt magnolia. And on the opposite end of the equation, on the top end of the wall, is a beautiful white polystyrene coving. The ceiling is tiled with presumably, I would presume, 1920s to 1930s white squares, and the white squares each have a little sort of floral motif in the middle and little dots flanking this floral motif to 360 degrees. Flanking that floral motif, surrounded by little dots, is another series of floral motifs that surround it, edging out towards the periphery where serrated lines finish the square. There is a wardrobe in MDF, wood effect, and a lovely small brown empty basket on top of it. Some kind of extractor fan behind this.
Did you mention the wicker tablecloth?
No, the wicker tablecloth on which the microphone is beautifully positioned. Actually,
maybe you can hear some of the ambient sounds of the IKEA 16642 wicker tablecloth.
It is an IKEA 16642. I didn't even realise that. I would have started with that if I'd have known. And this wicker tablecloth is strewn wantonly across a white MDF table with metallic black legs. There is a beautiful, what do you call these things? Rugs. There's a lovely rug. That is kind of, what is this colour? Is it red?
Mauve?
Or it's mauve. Well, there's a lovely mauve rug, which is that kind of like...
Matches the curtains.
It does match the curtains. The curtains, you would say, are mauve. In fact, I didn't have that word in my remembered vocabulary, but they are mauve. But the rug on the floor, it has those kind of long things like wool, like a sort of long shards of wool, and then the floor is this kind of wood effect. What is this, like plastic wood stuff?
Laminate.
Flooring. That's what you call it. So the colour of the rug is mauve, and the style.
It really sets off the artificial knots in the wood effect laminate flooring.
It does set off the artificial knots in the wood effect laminate flooring, yes. And then there is a bed as well, which has a lovely red
mauve
sheet. I suppose, yeah. I would say this is red. This is blood. This is the red of life. You know, this colour aches to me.
The estate agents suck out of you.
And then the duvet cover is slightly. I suppose you would call this a kind of paisley. It's kind of like William Morris style.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's nice, isn't it? I would wear this on a shirt if I was in the 80s, and I would feel great about myself. The lampshade is either red or mauve, although from here it looks kind of orange. It's obviously difficult to tell when the light is on what the actual colour is. And there's a television. There's another little mauve lamp.
Mauve. Which doesn't work. And yeah, apart from our detritus and a sort of conventional workaday rubbish bin, I would say we've kind of covered everything. Yeah, that's the room.
That's in this room. So this is where we are. This is how Radio Airbnb works. The most exciting things are about the kind of space that we're in. If we had a more portable recording setup now, you'd be listening to the next 45 minutes of us describing every other room, in the hallway, in the bathroom, in the kitchen, but you know, we can't, and also we're too scared to
go in the other room.
Yeah.
Shall I stop the hold music?
I think so.
Okay, I've stopped the hold music.
Yeah.
That was wonderful. It really brings home the fact that I am currently no fixed abode.
It brings home the fact that you're not home.
That I have no home. I hate my life.
Do you feel your society crumbling? Do you need
we
help?
all feel it crumbling.
Then check into Airbnb.
Oh no. But this is the thing that's really messed up, is that it's actually cheaper for me to come up to go and like go back to the Isle of Wight, where I have to help my dad sort his house out and everything, stay there, pay rent there, and then come up to London and stay in a cheap Airbnb on the days that I'm definitely working, and I end up way better off financially. Yeah. At the end of it, It's horrible. It's a horrible situation.
Yes.
Just, but I'm sure there's tons of people doing this. Like, actually, Airbnb have got one of these things on their website saying, "Why are you staying here?" Temporary housing is one of the options.
Yeah.
So there must be tons of people doing this.
Yeah.
It's just like I can't afford to give an estate agent $2,000 or want to.
Yeah.
do.
Why would you want to? Honestly, right? Why would you want to give estate agents
a year not
anything?
having to talk to estate agents.
If you
Like, why do I have to talk to estate agents?
if you are an estate agent and you're listening to this, then
Reform.
then you're reformed.
Leave.
But I also hope that a few minutes
Overthrow
ago,
your agency.
I hope that a few minutes ago, when I was summoning you to the kitchen, I hope you went in there and you realised, oh,
Just how shitty.
you forgot to get any food yesterday, and so you had to enjoy our description of the room without any dining to immerse in.
This is the heavily
frankly.
censored version of talking about estate agents, obviously, because I'm not entirely sure whether I'm allowed to swear on this particular radio station yet.
I'm just doing the heavily censored version in terms of laying down charm and kindness to these absolute reprobates.
Destroying the fabric of society. Should we play another track?
Yeah, let's play another track.
Because I need to sort of figure out how to not just go into a massive tirade of talking about how much I don't know if I'm allowed to swear on this particular station, but just if not, just imagine that I'm doing it in spirit, and you can fill in all the blanks yourself. So we should play another track before I descend into bickering.
Obscenity in spirit is an excellent
It covers
excellent
all
new
bases,
idea.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
So I think we should play some of this of Phrases music, which is one of the bands that I play accordion in when I'm well enough. But tonight we are playing. Well, not tonight because this is pre-recorded.
Two
so
nights
it'll be,
ago.
If it's on tomorrow, it'll be yesterday.
Be last night.
So yesterday we played at the George Tavern. I think is where the gig is. I should probably find out actually. And he writes a guy called Fraser Parry. And the band is called Try Happy, and he writes very nice kind of anti-folky pop music. And this is a song from the last EP that Try Happy put out, which is available on Bandcamp at tryhappy.bandcamp.com, I think, the usual, which is called They've Got a Name for You. So go and check that out if you are so inclined and like looking at music on the internet.
Everybody's looking at me again. Was it something that I said? My voice comes out much louder sometimes, and how I hear it in my head. Peel the label off the bottle of beer in my hand, and I stare at the floor. But now I don't know what to do with all these little balls of paper that I've accumulated. Can't just leave them on the table, so I stuff them down the side of my shoe and I stumble for the door. everybody said what they thought all the time, then I'd have no one left. And I'm so scared of wasting my youth that I drink till I forget. Though the irony is not lost on me, it hasn't stopped me yet. So on nights like this in a stranger's house, when the sun comes up as the party winds down, you'll find me in the kitchen with my hand in someone else's leg, shaking someone else's empty cans for dregs. What a mess you've made left in your wake, and I can't stand the look on your face. You're in such a sorry state. They've got a name for you.
That was Try Happy, which written by Fraser Parry. And what was the name of the song?
They've got a name for you.
And if you're a time traveller, you can travel to last night and go and watch Try Happy at the George Tavern.
Yeah, on Commercial Road, but it's tonight because we're pre-recording this because I'm homeless. So.
And if you are either time traveller or a time travelling estate agent, which I hope none of
with
those
a
things
heart of gold.
What a terrifying world.
Not if they've got a heart of gold, though.
No estate agents have hearts of gold. I've never met one. If you are an estate agent with a heart of gold, then get in touch.
Change your career.
Well,
path.
yeah, Jay, you should probably do something else. But yes, that was Fraser Parry with a song,
which is a nice song, and I think he's one of the songwriters that I really like at the moment. I've been playing accordion for him for a bit, for maybe a year or so. Yeah, he writes. Well, he's from Glasgow, you know, the epicenter of wonderful indie music. So yeah, he writes some very nice stuff, and it's all on Bandcamp. And I feel like I'm a bit, despite the fact that I've been running this gig that I was doing at the Others Bar called Depresstival Presents, which some people might have gone to. I think I've been running that on and off for about 10 years. I feel it, possibly just because I'm agoraphobic, but I feel very out of touch with the whole kind of scene in London in terms of who's actually writing songs. There used to be a lot more. I feel like it was a lot easier to find who was kind of well. I mean, in terms of sort of like the Antifolk scene, I feel like it was a lot easier to find where all these gigs were happening.
But things like the Antifolk scene wouldn't happen now because the Antifolk scene was
the
completely.
venues are shut down,
but the Antifolk scene was uncommercial as well. I think,
right, yeah, but also
like
I think just things like when 12 Bar shut down, that was kind of the end of it for a lot of us. I mean, there are still gigs occasionally, but there used to be a lot more going on. And it's just, it's just thoroughly depressing to see all your favourite venues shutting down, all your favourite nights shutting down and everything. So I find it a bit difficult to figure out where everything is nowadays. So, saying that, if you are a songwriter in London and you know of some magical sort of gig venue thing that I have not managed to see in my agoraphobic state, then do get in touch and tell us.
But also, if you're
we're on Facebook at Avant Collective or avantardcollective@gmail.com. So if you've got any new music,
exactly.
then send us your stuff. I'm really out of touch with everything.
Yeah. If you have something that's absolutely brilliant and you think, I would like that to be on the radio somewhere, then send it to us. avantardcollective@gmail.com. But I suppose not just songwriting, but anything that is,
especially gabba.
Yeah,
I miss gabba.
Yeah, if you
horrible electronic music.
If you are making noisy, horrible electronic music, then please send it to us.
Yeah, please. I'm desperate.
One cannot subsist on the 2000s
rantings of Ed
alone.
Sheeran.
Yeah.
Who I didn't have much of an opinion on before, but I've now realised that I think he is the devil.
Well, to me, it kind of the problem with all of this stuff is that there seemed to be a point, and this would be the point of where Pavement were putting a lot of stuff out, and it seemed that sort of the way that songwriting would progress historically as a craft was this idea of seeing how words and chords and melodies can kind of play and twine around each other, and the kind of inventive possibilities within this actually quite this quite specific format. And so it seemed
the pop song?
Yeah, it seemed that the kind of way that the pop song would go, and so as a naive 20-something as I was then, as I headed down the rocky terrain of my own work, I thought that I was kind of on the right kind of track with this idea of making pop music that is kind of about the form. And the songs of Stephen Malkmus, for example, and even back to Arthur Lee in the 60s, pop songwriting that's dissecting the form and making these sort of really strange, lovely shapes out of it. But now, in the age of Ed Sheeran and Sam Smith, because we've been listening to a lot of this music, trying to
in order to turn it
figure
to
out
gabba.
what's going on.
Rita Ora is another good example.
But it's entirely about the three most obvious chords, which is fine. That's the basis of punk. But it was only the basis of punk.
No, most of them don't even have that. They have one chord.
But
it's not three chords anymore.
No.
It's one chord.
Or they do kind of D to A to G.
Okay, there's that
round,
Sam Smith song that was in. I mean, I doubt, and many people who actually listen to this station are particularly into sort of. Well, we kind of hate stalking chart music a lot of the time, I guess, which I think lots of people do. But there was a song in the charts for weeks, which was Sam Smith and some other producer guy. Who was it? Was it Mark Ronson or something like that?
Do you mean the one that goes, "How many no diamond rings? I'll give you promises."
It's like one chord. Everything's in.
It's two chords.
Is it two chords?
There's three chords.
You used to have people slagging off punk music and everything for being three or four chords and everything, but they would flip back and forth in those chords over and over again and make different sections of the song. But now you don't even have that. You have not saying that was bad. There was a particular point to doing that, but now with the current chart stuff, it's like one or two chords, and also everything in terms of lyrics has gone really monosyllabic. Like, the club isn't the best place to find a lover, but the bar is where I go. It all sounds like Dipper-Day from Godspell.
Yeah, basically all pop music is Godspell
sort of like
now. It's all
the time.
All the chart music,
it,
really, it's really gaudy.
All of the synthesizer noises that they're using are all things that sound like a mobile phone ringtone, and all of it is really earnest, upbeat. Straight edge kids having a nice time in the club and not drinking and not having an opinion on one
all
another.
of these songs are designed to also work as ringtones.
Yes, exactly. They all are. People want them as a ringtone, and it's very bizarre that sort of talking to kind of I don't know, people who are older than me or whatever about sort of how the kind of youth were presenting themselves through the art that they created and stuff. I think up until recently, it had always been, there was some aspect of a counterculture of, like, sort of, you know, the current authority figures are full of crap. I find it very difficult to go into a rant about this without just kind of delving into tons of expletives, which I might be allowed to do, but I just don't want to have to re-record this, so I'm not going to. But the thing of there being, even up until when I was a teenager, of there being like a kind of active counterculture. You know, I sort of grew up with kind of Daria and all that sort of generation of things, and people would kind of rip all the labels off of their clothes because they didn't want to kind of advertise any brands. And there was that whole sort of, when Nike were trying to co-opt all the kind of skateboarding culture, there was this big sort of kind of big multinational company push, and things like, I don't know, I grew up as a teenager with stuff like Naomi Klein and the whole kind of brand jamming thing and everything like that. But I don't think I've really met many people. Seem to just accept advertising now because it's a shiny gadget and everybody's got an iPhone and they all really like it, which is bizarre. Like, I hear people who would have previously been involved in the kind of big counterculture push nowadays talking about how it's terrible to kind of, you should be using your consumer power to do blah blah blah. This is very weird to me, because we used to have a complete sort of, the thing that was fashionable before was not putting money towards the big multinationals.
The thing that
but then this opinion has, it's not just a case of just what you're buying, it is in kind of how people are consuming art and how people are making art as well. Everything is very earnest now. People want to write stuff about, hey, yes, having a good time and going to your boutique festival and glamping and stuff. I can't remember how we got onto that, but so,
buy a shirt called Nordic Poetry.
Oh yeah, there's a shop next door.
Let's play some music.
In that spirit, should we play your Ed Sheeran remix, maybe? Just which one do you want, the gabble one or the straightforward one?
Yeah, we haven't played this before, have we?
I don't think so. No.
So yeah,
we might have played the Gabba Ed Sheeran.
Yeah,
or did we do that at my gig? And it was very loudly.
We did do that at your gig, and it was really loud, and it was a lot of fun. And I did some lovely moves with my body. I looked so sexy.
It was wonderful, wasn't it?
Wonderful.
Should we? Which one should we do?
I would like to.
Should we do both of them?
Let's do both of them.
We'll play the straightforward version, and then we'll play the Gabba.
Can I tell the story of how it came up? Okay, so Lottie gets...
Is an accordionist.
Is an accordionist, and often gets asked to perform at weddings and stuff. And somebody got in touch.
The home of all musicians nowadays.
Somebody got in touch and asked Lottie to come and play accordion at the wedding, and so Lottie said, "Well, possibly." It's
the normal wedding fee, which is considerably higher because no one wants to go to weddings.
No, so like normal.
Also, you're learning people's stuff, so I think that it's kind of, it will take at least a week of work. So
but they got in touch and said, okay, well, if you can come and do it, that would be great. But we're not going to pay you because that would be against the ethos of the wedding. But what we would like you to do is work out.
No, wait a minute. Their phrase was, the usual accordion repertoire. Ed Sheeran, The Shape of You. Now, the melody of The Shape of You is da 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 da. If anyone listening to this has ever heard an accordion player going on the accordion, the guys that you see busking who are all really great at the accordion repertoire. Have you heard the guys that you see on the tube and stuff playing all this kind of like polka music and everything? Have you heard many of them playing Ed Sheeran, the usual accordion repertoire?
Yeah, so, this is what they used to play on the streets of Montpellier and things in the 1920s. And
he was well into Ed Sheeran.
Well, yeah, I mean he pretty much resigned himself to the fact that he might as well have never bothered doing anything.
Yeah. I think I kind of understand. I would have got on with him, but I think I'm kind of veering towards that as a good rule for life. Anyway, so this is. So
that was the story, wasn't it?
So here are two interpretations of Edouard Chiron, or is it Edmund Chiron?
I think it's Edouard. I was really disappointed because I expected him to be
Chiron.
Edmund, and I would have been thrilled, but he wasn't. So this was a response to Lottie being asked to cover The Shape of You for a wedding.
On accordion. Hooray. Great accordion repertoire there.
Oh look, 3 people bought it.
The club isn't the best place to find a lover, so the bar is where I go. Me and my friends at the table doing shots, drinking fast, and then we talk slow. And you come over and start up a conversation with just me, and trust me, I'll give it a chance now. Take my hand, stop, put Van the Man on the jukebox, and then we start to dance, and now I'm singing like... Girl, you know I want your love. Your love was handmade for somebody like me. Come on now, follow my lead. I may be crazy, don't mind me. Say boy, let's not talk too much. Grab on my waist, put that body on me. Come on now, follow my lead. Come on now, follow my lead. I'm in love with the shape of you. We push and pull like a magnet do. Although my heart is falling too. I'm in love with your body. And last night you were in my room, and now my bedsheets smell like you every day. Discovering something brand new. I'm in love with your body. 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 Every day discovering something brand new. I'm in love with the shape of you. One week in, we let the story begin. We're going out on our first date. You and me are thrifty, so you can all go and eat. Fill up your bag and I fill up a plate. We talk for hours and hours about the sweet and the sour and how your family is doing okay. Leave and get in a taxi, then kiss in the back seat. Tell the driver, make the radio play. And I'm singing like... I'm in love with the shape of you. We push and pull like a magnet do. Although my heart is falling too. I'm in love with your body. And last night you were in my room, and now my bedsheets smell like you. Every day discovering something brand new. I'm in love with your body. 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 Every day discovering something brand new. I'm in love with the shape of you. Rhombus.
Okay, so as far as I can figure out, this is the story of The Shape of You. I have been for quite some time now going down going down to the nightclub in the hope of, you know, getting some sex and that. And, you know, every time I went down to the nightclub, I didn't get no sex. I didn't like any of the music that they put on. And, like, you know, every time I just sort of went home on my own, I had to get a Palmer and that, and, you know, went home and didn't have no sex. And so then one day I was sort of sat by myself, like sat in my house, sort of thinking, you know what the mistake that I've been making all this time is that I've been going to the club all this time, and what I should have been doing in my hunt for sex is I should have been going to the pub, you know. So like that night I went down to the pub, and like turned out I got there, what you know, there's a load of my mates there, like, and so like I sat down with my mates, and we started you know, we started on the pints and that, but you know, eventually we thought we needed to go on to the harder stuff, so we started doing shots and having a drinking game and all that. And then I tell you what, I looked out the corner and I saw this woman or girl or whatever it is you call them. I saw her walk into the pub, and I thought, blimey, she's got such a nice bum. And so then I thought, well, what I'm going to do now, you know, because like the problem was in the nightclub, all this music that they had on, it was absolute shite, like. And so I went over to the jukebox. I noticed they had one of them there. I went over to the jukebox, and I noticed that they had on there Van Morrison. And I tell you, the one time I got laid before, it was to some Van Morrison. So I put it on, and what do you know, the girl with the nice bum, she also came up to me and said, oh, you know what, is that Van Morrison you're playing there? And I said, yeah, it is. Do you know who I am? I'm Ed Sheeran, the songwriter. And then she said, oh, do you think I got a nice bum? And I said, I think it's quite a nice shape. That it's quite shapely. Like, do you want another pint? And then, you know, I went away and had the sex. And then after I'd had the sex, I found out that my bed sheets really stank. And I said it was her, but I think it was me, to be honest.
Is that the story?
That's the story of The Shape of You. It's disgusting, isn't it?
That's horrible.
Disgusting. But that's what pop songs are about. I write pop songs about all kinds of things, and people tell me they're ridiculous and they're comedy songs, etc., etc. But, you know, this is the reality of The Shape of You. That was the story of that song. I hope you're proud of yourself for buying that one on Spotify.
I don't think anyone's bought it who would be listening to this radio station.
No.
Maybe you have when you were drunk. We don't know.
It was the estate agent we were talking to earlier. They bought it. Didn't you?
Possibly.
They did. They did buy it.
Talking of Van Morrison, I saw Van Morrison.
You did? You saw Van Morrison play live?
I did. I went to see Van Morrison because with a friend of mine who's a great comedian called Jules Norris, he's brilliant. He's well good. And he pitched the idea of going to watch Van Morrison on the basis of, like, I hear he's really off live sometimes. So we went along and watched him. I had no opinion on Van Morrison at all before I went to this gig, but he was, I think he's a bit of a hero now, because he came out, the only audience interaction that he had with anyone was, why do you like this, halfway through the gig, and then the rest of the time he was sort of doing this kind of scat singing, and the lyrics were all things like, don't touch my leg, don't touch my thigh, or I'll have to get high. Shit, it's the feds. I don't know what I'm talking about. La 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 la. These were actual lyrics from his gig. And
you
then
can see why Ed Sheeran uses it to pull,
I don't think he really understands it though, really. But at the end of the gig, Van Morrison walked off stage, and none of his band, obviously none of them knew that this was coming. And the keyboard player sort of very uncomfortably said, Van Morrison, everyone. And then
10 minutes ago,
Van
Morrison.
A splattering of applause.
Caught an Uber.
And all of the band band looked, it was the aesthetic of it was like a wedding band that hated each other. It was really wonderful to watch that kind of performance in like a stadium environment. And then he came back on again and then just wanders off when he's sort of lost interest. And everyone looked very uncomfortable in the band. And then we're looking off the side of the stage, sort of expecting him to come back on, but then he never did. And he left them playing for about 6 minutes to this massive stadium. So basically, if you ever get a chance to go and watch Van Morrison, I highly recommend it, because it's one of the most wonderful sort of performance art gigs that I've ever seen. So, what else? I've talked about Van Morrison for a bit. What else are we going to...
I'm in a kind of quandary now, because after sort of talking about Van Morrison for so long, how does one continue from that in a radiophonic...
I mean, I've still not really got much of an opinion on his music, but I think his performance is great. He really just doesn't care at all about... I think he pretty much just follows whatever he wants to do on stage.
Yeah, I think he must just turn up at places and go, I'm doing this again.
Then we went to do that job in the States, and we were in Cleveland watching the TV, and Van Morrison's band was on. And he did the same thing on like a TV appearance, and it was all subtitled and stuff. So I had all these ... things, and all the band are looking around in the TV audience.
You know you're really successful when like the main part of your act is the fact that you just leave. Exit.
I think it was a beautiful performance, especially in a sort of huge rock stadium environment, to sort of do that kind of thing was very interesting.
I'm going to go one further than Van Morrison. When I'm playing the giant rock arenas, I'm just not going to turn up at all.
Yeah,
that's what I'm going to do.
I'd quite like to do that. Should we play another track?
Yeah, let's play a track.
We will play the GABA version of the Ed Sheeran song later on, but first of all, I think we should play some other stuff. Mm-hmm. How about, talking of songwriters, how about we play something by an artist called Toby Goodshank, who is one of the members of the Moldy Peaches. Sort of,
is this the guy we failed to meet in New York amongst all the other people we failed to meet in New York?
He's one of I think he played guitar maybe for the Moldy Peaches, or he's in the Moldy Peaches anyway. But his solo stuff is really, really wonderful, and he's a kind of staple of the Antifolk circuit.
I'm sold anyway, because his album's called Piper Laurie, and as anyone with even a modicum of taste would know, Piper Laurie is basically the Empress.
So I think I met Toby. I played a gig with him a few years ago in Brixton somewhere, and then we just kind of kept catching each other on tour and going to each other's gigs. But he writes some really lovely stuff, and he's a wonderful graphic artist as well. And he's on Bandcamp, so do check him out. I think he's in an art collective with Adam Green and Macaulay Culkin, which sounds like it's probably a lot of fun. So this is... what's the song called? I think it's called Dick You Down, actually, so here it is.
Starling Godiva, permanent frown, used to despise ya, now I'm dicking you down. Listening lady, shimmering gown, coming in circles, you're my circus clown, ow, dicking you down, dicking you down, dicking you down, dicking you down. You're back the curtain, punch through the nighttime, rumbling insecurity, hiding from the day. circuitous town. Barely survive ya. I'm still digging you down, down, digging you down, digging you down, digging you down, digging you down. Draw back the curtain, punch through the night time, crumbling insecurity, hiding from the day, hiding from the day.
I have a knack for getting men to lie next to me in bed, and I tell the truth but mostly waste their time with stories in my head, and the shoes that I wear are so worn. All the things that I hoard are too dear, and I haven't felt this good before without feeling sick afterwards. Let's take a trip, we'll see if we can fly. I'm gonna jump in first, cause I have a knack for bending space and time. But this is gonna hurt, and I can't guarantee we'll come back. And if we do, your heart won't be intact. But we can't stay here, cause we don't stand still. Not for anyone, not for any thrill. So let's not stay here to fall in love, but only if I add again and you'll go all weird. I have a knack for faking things are fine when everything's a mess. I got your back, but you have got to try, cause this is not a test, so please take a risk, come with me. There's so many things we've got to see, and we can't stay here, cause we don't stand still. Not for any thrill, not for any thrill, not for any thrill.
And that was Aaron Kay with I Have a Neck, and before that Toby Goodshank with Dick You Down. They're both two Antifolk artists that I've met in my travels around the sort of late night stinky pubs of where all the Antifolk residencies tend to be. Not that there are any left, not at least not in the UK. But yeah, there's some wonderful songwriters on the Antifolk circuit.
Didn't you just find out that like it wasn't because Sidewalk Cafe was
I think
the
Sidewalk's
centre of it,
closing
and that's
down.
closing down now.
Yeah, I haven't really looked into it because that's far too depressing for me to be able to handle at the moment. But I think Sidewalk is, as in where everybody came through the scene. So if you don't know what the anti-folk stuff is, although I expect everyone does because it's quite a well-known sort of sub-genre of music, it's the place where everybody came through, as in sort of like Jeffrey Lewis and the Mouldy Peaches, and it was all... And all of the people that I know from the anti-folk circuit who have actually managed to get out to New York, although I did manage to do that the other day, but was too ill to go out anywhere.
We
as
went
per
to,
usual, so the same as in London.
We were in Brooklyn because of work. We did
coughing to hide the sound of me opening a beer. But yeah, we were in Brooklyn, and my whole my good intention was to go down to Sidewalk, but I was just too sick.
Yeah.
In the end,
we kind of went to because we had to do some work in Cleveland, Ohio, and then after that we went to New York for a week with the thought that we were going to kind of have a holiday and
at
be
the
touristic.
beginning of the polar vortex.
Yeah, the polar vortex hit, and our general kind of the inability to navigate the insane subway system. Plus general autism-related impossibility sometimes of seeing anyone at all kind of hit that week. But what we did do is we had a really lovely time just kind of moseying around Brooklyn.
And checking out New York City's rubbish disposal infrastructure, which is kind of fitting because my father works in international dustbin management.
We saw a lot of dustbin management.
We
in
did.
New
We
York.
saw a lot of industrial estates.
Because we got lost. Yeah, quite a lot.
I kept saying I knew where I was going, but I didn't.
No.
So, but anyway, yes. On the subject of Sidewalk, which is like in my mind, and everyone else's as well, I guess, who's played there, it's a legendary venue, and I think even that's shutting down now. It was, I think, I'm not entirely sure, but I think the really long running anti-folk open mic night was run by a friend of mine who is a bloke I really respect called Latch, who is a brilliant songwriter.
And he's a lovely female as well.
Yeah, he's a very lovely man. He started the whole anti-folk thing and is a fantastic poet and songwriter and everything. And now lives in Edinburgh, which is so, good for the UK and everything. He's run quite a few really cool residencies up at Edinburgh Fringe and stuff that I've been up to play.
He even did some programs on the BBC. How
which of course you
is
can't hear anymore because
No.
they don't keep the database updated. Yeah. But I think we should play some of his stuff. So
yeah, we should play some
I
of that.
am now going to play something from Latch. And
I would have liked to have heard his programs on the BBC.
Yeah, I did listen to them. They were really great. They were all about his music career, and he's had a really fascinating career in music. Of kind of, he did a really. I think he did a. There was a show that he wrote about when Bob Dylan came down to Sidewalk, because he wanted to meet him, and I think the story of it was that Bob Dylan got harassed by fans so much that in the end he had to leave and he never got a chance to meet Latch, which is really sad.
It must be really hard to be Bob Dylan.
You must get harassed quite a bit. But Latch's series, if the BBC ever put it up online for people to listen to for a prolonged period of time, it's very worth listening to.
Bob Dylan has that same thing that Van Morrison has. Like, people get really annoyed that when they go to a Bob Dylan gig because he refuses to play any of his old songs in the way that they sounded then. So they're waiting for Subterranean Homesick Blues and they get like some sort of 3-hour slow dirge version of it or something. People get really pissed
brilliant.
off at Bob Dylan gigs that he won't perform the songs how they were done in the 60s, which is, of course, brilliant. I mean,
That's great.
I've never understood why anyone would want to go to a concert to hear things sounding the same as they do on an album. Don't you want to just go and see the artist do something, you know? You want to see the person who does the things that you like. You want to see them doing what they do. But no, you want to go and see them, you know, regurgitate a recording. It seems insane to me. What's the point, you know?
Yeah. Should we play something by Latch?
Let's
No.
play something by Latch.
So I think I will play a song called Everybody's Therapist, which is off of an album that he made called Ramshackle Heart, which was out a couple of years ago. But it's all available online. He's got a really brilliant sort of yearly fan club service, sort of subscription service, and he on Bandcamp, and he does a lot of drawings and poetry and stuff like that, and you always get access to like new stuff that he's made, so it's well worth signing up to. It's only about 30 quid a year. So anyway, this is a song called Everyone's Therapist by Latch, king of Antifolk and so on.
Lori's got a job she hates, it won't let her do her art. You can't finish something that you didn't start. Me, I got a gig to get to, but I'm working sound. I gotta help another band break down before the band leaves town. After the show they mobilize and they hit me with a kiss. And they say how sad and grateful they are to be leaving all of this. And as I watch them head out into fortune's mist, I realize I become everyone's therapist. Susie hasn't got a clue how to act off stage. Straight lines, miscues, make her life an endless maze. She uses booze and fantasy to keep herself alive, reapplying mascara to look good for the ambulance ride. Backstage before the show, she asked does love exist. She's tried men and women, and she's always ended dissed. And if I wasn't so nice, I'd be hard to resist. How did I turn out to be everyone's therapist? Donald is fucked up, and he knows I'm a sober guy. So why does he spend so much time telling me how great it is getting high? And it's blah blah black sheep, listen to my bull. And it's yes sir, you got 3 bags full. Oh, I've heard it all before, the classic junkie list. How the world is against you, and you're so depressed. And all I want to do is draw a dotted line upon your wrist. How did I turn out to be everyone's therapist? Now is there a sign above my head blinking the doctor is in? Or does working sound make some believe I'd be a sounding board for them? They just want to look good, look grand for the magic show. All that smoke and mirrors, it just leaves them wanting more. I don't got the answer, I should chill I guess. There before the grace of God I go, and I know I'm thoroughly blessed still. I'd like to thank you, you've been a great audience. You've been listening and attentive, you make a great therapist. You make a great therapist.
Your hour's up, Fletch.
Yeah. I fucking hate the West Wide. It does my head in, and the sight of it makes me want to shout. I fucking hate the West Wide. I hate it with all my might. I've got a thing about the West Wide, and that is the one all people of the West Wide to form an orderly carpet. On them. I fucking hate the West Wide, it does my head in, but I fucking hate Newport more. Yes, I fucking hate Newport more.
The Isle of Wight.
If you're from the Isle of Wight or live there, that song is really amusing. And if you're not from the Isle of Wight, you can see our current predicament.
Yeah.
Although it is nice.
Yeah,
Because you can avoid society.
Yeah, I actually really like the West Wight.
Anyway, sorry, that was Revenge of the Lawn, which is my uncle's old band.
I like the West Wight. It is a place of glorious landscapes, and but also sort of terrible godless emptiness as well.
Yeah.
But I am terrible and godlessly empty. All of it.
Yeah, it's a strange place, the Isle of Wight. I'm kind of obsessed with it in a way. Trying to compile lots of kind of CDs of lots of Isle of Wight musicians' music and everything, because it's got a strange. I don't know. What would you say?
It has that certain je ne sais quoi.
It's not a nice je ne sais quoi.
No, not all je ne sais quois are good. There is such a thing as a negative je ne sais quoi. But I mean, it's not an entirely negative je ne sais quoi. But it is a certain je ne sais quoi.
But anyway, that's where we've moved back to.
Yeah, but without the je ne sais quois, you don't have life. And so basically, like, there is Gödel's incompleteness theorem that every axiom will always have something incomplete within it. It will always have this this section that's kind of unknowable, and maybe the West Wight is Gödel's incompleteness theorem.
I think that's just because there isn't a bus service, though, isn't there? So, yeah, for all you Londoners listening now, be thankful for your bus services, yeah?
Yeah, be grateful for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty good. The bus services.
5 a day.
Yeah.
Oh no, sorry, on the island.
Yeah. Oh yeah, on the island, five buses a day, and very expensive. But
£7.
Yeah, but at the same time, you go down to Freshwater, see that big rock sticking out the water. Go to Dimbola Lodge, see the photographs of Julia Margaret Cameron and all the weird druggy Victorians. And this is my advert for the Isle of Wight. But I have to pimp Dimbola Lodge because those marvellous people have just agreed to be our partners in lots of projects. So go to Dimbola Lodge in Freshwater on the Isle of Wight and actually see the really genuinely remarkably beautiful photographs of Julia Margaret Cameron. And then you can sort of go and get drunk in the woods behind it, like I've done many times. You don't even want to know the things I've done in those woods behind Dimbola Lodge. It's a disgrace. But I committed about sort of 2 months of my life to enacting acts of magic in the woods behind Dimbola Lodge, which I did with furious venom, and somewhere these recordings are sitting in an archive, which is nice, but also kind of useless. But yeah, I would like to find these recordings of my nauseating adventures behind Dimbola
In the
Lodge
woods.
in the Magic World. I had a terrifying experience actually when I was doing this, because it was an artist residency, and it was kind of like there wasn't much actually happening there, and for some reason they limited my interaction with the public, and so I ended up just kind of having to kind of invent stuff. And so I kind of spent months just in the woods behind this museum in various states of hallucinatory dread, and at the time I thought joy, but I had this one particularly terrifying moment where I had to. Well, no, I was at a place. I'd walk through the woods for hours and hours and hours, backwards and forwards and blah blah blah, and in circles. And suddenly I turned around and saw that there was not a single foreseeable route that I could have come from. I found myself entirely surrounded by like brambles. I had no idea how I got there.
That one.
Was entirely surrounded by brambles, and so then had to crawl underneath brambles.
Yeah, I've done that.
To get back to the museum. So I turned up back at the museum where I was doing a Lever Home Trust residency, covered in blood and mud.
Oh, I've got a lot of stories like this. It just sort of... In fact, actually, I was thinking about how strange it is when you grow up on the Isle of Wight, how many times you nearly drown when you're a child. Because I've like nearly drowned so many times when I was a child and a teenager. Like, all the time you go out for a walk, and then I was like, oh, I've been cut off by the tide and I'm going to die now. Happened so many times. Like, you know, a lot of the time going off with, you know, as a 13-year-old going for a walk with, like, a friend, and then the Coast Guard turns up, sort of thing. Or, what was the other one? There was a guy who stayed at my house, and he went outside to make a phone call, but obviously because it was in the middle of nowhere, and he didn't have a torch, as soon as he got out the front door, he didn't know where he was, and he disappeared.
Oh, this is your disappearing band member.
Yeah, he was kind of like having a bit of a shouty time, and so he went off, and I was sat in my front room with my dad. We were like, oh, okay, I guess he's gone then. So he went off, and then we didn't hear from him at all. We thought he'd just gone off to be dramatic or something. But then I got a phone call from the police about 2 hours later, and he'd walked down...
Yeah, we have a miscreant.
He'd like walked out the door and it was completely pitch black, and then he'd just kind of tumbled through barbed wire and thorns and all this other stuff, and like knocked on like a farmhouse about a mile away and gone, please, can someone help me?
Great.
And they called the police.
He must have felt
and then
like...
the female police officer came to the door and was like, does this belong to you? And he came back and he was... all his clothes were ripped up, and he was completely tattered, and I had the same thing as well, of just going to walk like my mum's dog just in the fields out the back of another bit of the Isle of Wight, and getting completely lost and genuinely thinking, oh shit, I'm going to die in Newport behind, because I was stuck there for 6 hours or something in a pair of canvas shoes, so it wasn't too great because it was soaking. But it makes me think of that Queens of the Stone Age song, which is the list of, I think, which one is it? It's Feel Good Hit of the Summer or something. And I think Josh Homme describes it as going to his mate's house to go to a house party, which was in the Arizona desert, but he forgot to take a torch and then made a list of all of the narcotics that he was on as he was stumbling through the darkness trying to get back to his house. And for me, it feels like it's a song for anyone who's lived in a place that doesn't have a functioning street light, who forgets to take a torch to their mate's house.
Well, let's hear that.
I don't know if we're allowed to play Queens of the Stone Age on the
It's
just
radio.
look it up.
We can play whatever we want.
Instead of that, I think we should play Henry Hall. And
the Teddy Bear's Picnic.
Here you go.
The ultimate audio sound testing signal
That the BBC used, and then and go.
If you go down in the woods today, you're sure of a big surprise. If you go down in the woods today, you'd better go in disguise. For every bear that ever there was will gather there for certain, because today's the day the teddy bears have their picnic. Teddy bear who's been good is sure of a treat today. There's lots of marvelous things to eat and wonderful games to play. Beneath the trees where nobody sees, they'll hide and seek as long as they please. That's the way the teddy bears have their picnic. Picnic time for teddy bears. The little teddy bears are having a lovely time today. Watch them, catch them unawares, and see them picnic on their holiday. See them gaily gad about. They love to play and shout, they never have any cares. At 6 o'clock their mummies and daddies will take them home to bed, 'cause they're tired little teddy bears. If you go down in the woods today, you'd better not go alone. It's lovely down in the woods today, but safer to stay at home. For every bear that ever there was will gather there for certain, because today's the day the teddy bears have their picnic.
That was Henry Hall and his orchestra with the Teddy Bears Picnic, as you know fine well. Of course you know that song. Everybody knows that song. It's a great song. It was, in fact, if you're not aware, I mean, you probably are aware because you listen to this radio station, you're erudite, but it was used as, basically it was considered the best recorded song and was used to test all sound levels at the BBC and so on for years and years and years. And it is beautiful. Every instrument is so crisp, you know. And how was this thing recorded? Probably with one microphone hanging over the top of the group. And this says something, I think, about our current approach to recording of the bands and things like that.
Yeah, I recorded an EP once where the sound engineer measured the distance between the microphone and my guitar, and it made me really paranoid and very sad.
Yeah, I have left recording studios when I've seen a guy sort of spend 20 minutes over the bass drum sound, you know, because it's just, you know, hang a micro. If you're an actual band, then just hang a microphone over yourselves and hope for the best, you know.
Talking of the teddy bears, sorry,
yes.
What were you going to say?
Well, nothing, because what you have to say now is of vastly more import and excitement, because I know what's coming. You listeners there, sat with your full stomachs after your immersive dining experience, you don't know what's coming. I know what's coming, and so right now this puts me in a more privileged position than you. But in just a few moments, we're going to be sharing equal privilege with one another.
It is the Teddy Bears Picnic translated from English into Hawaiian, and then translating the translation back into English again through Google Translate, which I would like to read for you now. If you go into the woods today, there are doubts. If you go into the woods today, make a good look at the face. For everyone found, be there for some. Today they have a lot of trouble. The peanuts for young people. Little bearers at a good time today. Look at them, take them in vain, and encourage them to talk about their holiday. Encourage them with cheese. They want to play and shout. They are not scared. On the 6th day, their mothers and their fattened eggs take them home to sleep, because they are tired of climbing. If you go into the woods today, it's not good to go alone. She is beautiful outside the forest today, but it's nice to stay at home. For everyone found, be there for some, because today they have a lot of trouble.
Today they have a lot of trouble.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
It is beautiful.
Makes it a lot more poignant. In case anyone is interested, the English to Hawaiian translations of everything are really poetic and beautiful.
I like the way this piece particular really reaches a climax at she is beautiful outside the forest today. Yeah. It really gets into the kind of heart of poetry. Encourage them with cheese.
Oh, I can hear a 20-year-old coming out of the Airbnb next door. We should play another track, really, shouldn't we?
Yeah, we'll play another track because now we're embarrassed. Let's play something really horrid.
Oh, you can hear him.
Yeah, listen. I'll turn it up.
This is Homelessness in London, 2019.
That's not your fault.
welcome back to Radio Airbnb with Avant-Hard Collective. You were just listening to an abomination of an abomination that was part of a project that I've been doing. Project sounds a little too lofty. Part of a thing I've been doing called, now that's what I call excessive entertainment, magica, musica, antifascisti, or something like that, that order of words, I don't know. It was a while ago. But that was a version of Let Me Love You by Rita Ora. The whole point of these pieces is the idea that you can make something
that
very...
defeats the new copyright directive from...
It defeats the new it defeats the new copyright directive. The whole idea of work that is made from other work, and the idea of these with this new kind of algorithm that's going to go across the whole internet, tracing where people are sourcing things from. And apart from the first few seconds of that, I think an algorithm, anyway, a machine, would find it hard to consider that was Rita Ora's track. But let's see, it's interesting, who knows. So that was that, and now we.
What is the new? Talking about the new EU, it's like an EU-wide copyright directive, isn't it?
It's like a blanket thing that goes across the internet to check that people are not citing copyrighted material. What it does more than anything else is it fucks up young people. It really makes life difficult for students who want to upload their work about the world to the internet.
It makes it impossible for anyone who's like recording Bach or something.
Yeah,
which is hundreds of years old.
Yeah, this person
and it's not under copyright at all. You're apparently not allowed to do that anymore because Sony have made a copyright claim against all of these Bach things and everything. So that's nice to know, isn't it? That nothing's public domain anymore.
Yeah, nothing is public domain. Like in my own
work,
I'm coming up against this all the time. That there are things that 10 years ago were public domain, and now they're not.
And then they retroactively. Yeah. The company renews the copyright claim or buys the rights.
Yeah. How does it? But how do you buy the rights for something?
Okay?
But how is it even I don't understand the mechanism. How is it even physically okay? Like it doesn't make sense. If something is in the public domain, how can you then say, actually, I own that?
They've got a lot of money. Who are they paying the money to?
But who's getting the money? Who?
Yeah, what is it? The person who's got the recording, or
no? Because it's insane. We live in a world where people are retroactively claiming ownership of things, and that's really nuts.
Apparently okay.
Yeah, it's really nuts. But no, there is not a financial body that owns Bach's music, and it's insane. It's very strange. It's insane. But anyway, we should get on to the hardcore capitalist business pimping part of today, which is to say that on the 21st of March.
March.
21st of March. At Cafe Otto, Avant-Hard Collective are going to be taking over for the evening and presenting a night of beautiful political theatre and music, including things from our past productions, The United Kingdom of Earth and Nibiru, but also my daughter's GCSE play is going to be performed in Cafe Otto.
Entitled Bertolt Brexit.
Bertolt Brexit. And our kind of luminary Tom Earth is going to be there to kind of fill us in on the state of the
news from Middlesbrough
planet and things like that, and the news from Middlesbrough,
and the
which
Queen
is pretty much the same thing as the state of the planet. And it's going to be an exciting evening of all the all the wonderful people. You really should come to this thing. The people in it are wonderful. Ann Jameson and David Landau and Elvis Herod and Tallulah and Kat, and we have a group of people who range from 12 years old to about 65 years old, maybe. I don't know, because these people are mysterious.
Most people in the group are disabled and queer, so it's like.
Yeah, it's all the nice people, you know, all the nice people. So you should come and see all the nice people at Cafe Otto doing the exciting things, and you will see art made by people
Zelda,
in their
Zelda
60s and art made by children.
Tarot reader.
Yeah, in fact, I'm gonna say this now, but I haven't mentioned it to Zelda yet. But I had the idea that wouldn't it be really nice as part of this production at Cafe Otto to have some moments where Zelda actually reads live tarot readings
she's very cool.
She's brilliant.
She's a wonderful writer.
I didn't tell you that
if you ask her for a tarot reading, you'll get a kind of bespoke piece of poetry.
The other night, you'd gone to sleep early, and I sat and just sort of did some boring computer time, and I ended up looking at some of Zelda's live tarot readings.
They're wonderful. It's like stream of consciousness stuff, isn't
she's
it? Brilliant.
Brilliant with words.
She's amazing. She's an incredible writer.
Yeah.
And she's kind of doing it in this really kind of strange medium, which is doing this kind of thing with divination.
Yeah, so come to Cafe Otto and hopefully have your tarot read by Zelda, even though we haven't asked her yet if she'll do it, but I hope she will.
I'm sure she will. She said, please recommend us to all of your weird avant-garde friends.
Yeah.
So... Yeah.
So come along to that. That's on the 21st of March, an evening of beautiful political theatre and music at Cafe Otto. The other hard sell that we have to do is that very shortly, in a matter of days, we'll see the release of our compilation in memory of Ugh Yoing from Satanic Porno Cult Shop, who died a few months ago, and his work for me was the thing that throughout my kind of formative years as a composer, his work sort of always kept me on edge and made me think that I should try harder and do something better and more interesting and more detailed. And I wrote to lots of very well-known English-based avant-garde music publications when he died, saying you really should cover this because this is a vitally important figure in avant-garde music. And do you know what? None of you did. Nobody wrote a thing about this person who has vastly influenced and vastly changed the musical landscape. And so I thought, wouldn't it be wonderful to get in touch with all the people that I know who do feel that this person is of, immense importance to the cultural landscape, and make a release that is basically a load of people saying thank you for being brilliant. And it's not one of these, opportunistic things or a morbid death thing or anything. It's just the fact that this person did stuff that is still, like, his work from 20 years ago still sounds like far beyond where anyone else goes, and it's absolutely brilliant. And so we've put together this wonderful compilation full of marvellous people from all over the world that we're just about to release on Avant-Hard Collective as a cassette release and a digital download. The digital download will be free, and the cassette release obviously you have to pay for because it costs money to make them. But let's hear a track from that now. Let's hear the lovely track by Geckering, which is an exquisite pop song in memory of Ugh Yoing from Satanic Porno Cult Shop. And this is that. Ugh. 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 Ugh.
Arigato. Arigato. Satanic porno culture. Arigato. Satanic porno culture. Down suit. Down suit. Down suit.
Their throat is an open sepulchre.
This is where you all get ready for the killing. With their tongues they have deceived. The poison of asps is under their lips. Their mouth is full of cursing and bitterness. Their feet are swift to shed blood. Destruction and unhappiness is in their way, and the way of peace they have not known. There is no clear cross before their eyes.
That was a vocal aria about how terrible Brexit is gonna be, I guess, or is currently.
It was from the United Kingdom of Earth, the version that we did with Goody Pal and Pals at Cafe Otto, and that was Lottie being exquisite over the top of my horrible piano music. We are going to be performing that piece at Casiotone on the 21st. So if you want to see it in die Fleisch, then you can and you should. You know, you want to come and don't go and see the boring things. Go and see the really cool things by the geriatric autistics.
Just don't see anything.
Yeah.
Like, no one leaves the house anymore. We have to club together right now.
Yeah, club together. Be as
very
one.
Lonely
Yeah.
at the moment. So yeah, come out to Casiotone on the 21st of March and watch myself, Dominic here, and a whole host of other sort of political artists and everything, making big noisy works in neon and so forth.
Yeah.
And then after that, come to watch Depresstival Presents, which will be happening again a couple of times this year. Any information, look us up on Facebook. We're on Facebook as Avant Collective.
Or just on Collective at gmail.com.
Yeah.
And we've been Avant Collective on Threads.
Threads Radio.
Threads Radio.
Rest of the new year. Happy New Year. 10, 9, 3.
6. Happy New Ears.
I think to play us out, we should listen to a song by the Capybaras, who are an offshoot of Frank Chickens, and this is a song called Scary Death Girls. And that's us for now. Look us up on Facebook, email us, and so on. Send us all your recommendations for anything interesting happening in London or anywhere in the UK or Europe or the world or America or outer space right now. But please get in touch and send us your music at avantardcollective@gmail.com or on the Facebook as Avant Collective. I've been Lottie Bowater or Depresstival.
And I've been Ergo Phizmiz-Mittelhammer, the opera singer.
Or Dominic Roberts.
No, today
no,
I'm just an opera singer.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not just an opera singer, I'm a star of the opera world. In fact, I'm a star of the opera world.
The opera world.
Yeah.
Here is Scary Death Girls by Capybaras from the album It's Capybara Time, which is all about capybaras. Look it up on Bandcamp again, capybaras.bandcamp.com.
Ever happened to me. They always die scarily. That would never happen to you either. Scary, 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 scary death, 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 death. Scary, 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 scary death, death. Scary, 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 scary death, 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 death. Scary, 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 scary death, death. They always die with
shy.